All right. Hello, good morning to everyone out there. How's everyone doing? So today we are about to finally start our Education Summit 2020. I'm so excited to see all of you, and I hope that today we will have something very interesting going on. All right. So before we start, just like to say hello to everyone out there. Hafiza, hi, good morning. And everyone out there, please say hi so that I know you're out there. And please do share this out within the group, right? Because today, all of the sessions will be hosted on this Facebook group that you are seeing over here. And very importantly, if any of your friends were to want to come and tune in on this session, please do share this edusummit.co link to them so that they can come in and watch this session together with you. Okay, so to kickstart today, I hope everyone is doing well, and I believe a lot of teachers are actually telling me that they are having a school session today. They have to go to school, right? So if you are a teacher that has to go to school today or have to go to the office, please let me know. All right. Good morning, Christina Tian. Right. And for those of you out there that may not be able to tune in live during this session, no worries. What you can do is that after each session, right, all of the videos will be in the Facebook group, the Education Summit 2020 Facebook group, and it will be organized under the unit session. Right? If you were to scroll through, you can see a lot of unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 101, 102, 103, 104, right? So those are all of the unit session that you can reorganize and go back and watch it again, right? So today, I'm about to kickstart the session for today with some welcome, right? And introduction about what's going to be happening towards the entire 3 days and what you guys are going to get out of this, right? So I would start off with why we are running this education summit, right? So for those of you who have not heard about this, the education summit is basically a platform that we hope to create in order for teachers, educators, and also parents to come together on one platform group, right, such as this, to share ideas and strategies on education. So you might be asking me, so why are we discussing ideas and solutions, right? So the entire idea came about whereby at the start of MCO, right? So our company, my name is Jay Wong, by the way, for those of you who have not known me, I've been bugging you for the past 2 weeks. So our company is called Trophy Education, and Trophy Education organizes the entire education summit, right? And how it came about was that we actually got we run a lot of training programs, right, in Malaysia throughout primary and secondary schools. And ever since the start of the MCO and the COVID situation, what happens was all of our programs actually got hold, right? We can't go into schools, we can't run training programs. But every year, we work with close to about 300 to 400 schools, primary schools and secondary schools in Malaysia, in running education programs. We train teachers and students, right? So at the start of the MCO period, what happens was that we continue on the discussion and the communication with teachers, right, and schools out there, right? Why are we doing this? Because we try to find out what is the current situation of teachers and try to get their feedback on what they're currently doing, what's their challenges during MCO. And not surprising to say, I guess a lot of you are in this situation as well, that a lot of challenges are faced by teachers, right? So teachers has been telling me that, hey, we have some issues translating our syllabus to online, and we have problem engaging with students, right? Students are not tuning into my class. What should I do? And one of the teachers actually told me that my student is blocking me out of WhatsApp. He's blocking me from calling him, right? Because I gave too much homework and such and such. So all of these challenges, after we hear about it, we thought to ourselves and our team, hey, is there something that we can do to hopefully provide some form of solutions, right, to teachers out there or parents out there, right, that tries to make an impact to their students, but not necessarily know how or what the tools that they can do, right? And hence, we actually got together and created, we tried to platform, and hence Education Summit actually came about. So what this Education Summit is basically our network and our friends' network of educators that we have been working for the past many years. And all of these educators, we have been very admiring on the type of way on how they are educating, right? They could be using softwares, they could be using tools, and they're doing quite well during MCO, a lot of them. So we are very curious, and we try to ask them, okay, what are you doing differently, right? What softwares do you use to engage the kids, right? How do you actually get the kids to tune in to your class for 3 hours, right? Including me, myself, during MCO, I actually created a program within 2 weeks of time together with my team, right? And we created a game board method, and we tested it out with a team of kids, right? 12 years old and below. So you know that 12 years old kids have a very short attention span, right? And at the start, we try to test it out and see how long we can engage them and get them involved in the game. And long story short, with certain tools and techniques that we apply within that game and that lesson plan, we managed to get the students to continue on the learning program for 1 hour, and then 1.5 hours, and 2 hours. And eventually we got to 3 hours, and they're still continuing on, right? And we continue this on for 3 days in a row. And what we found out was that there are specific ways on how you can engage even kids, right? So to me, we run a lot of education programs that spans from primary, secondary to university programs. And what I can say, it could be my perception that humans are all the same, right? We are wired to be, the brain is somehow wired to be the same. We love three things that we really love. One, we love to have fun, right? We love to have challenges, right? And we love to hear things that can catch our attention. And that's the fundamental basis on how I deliver my program. But for the 20 speakers that you're about to hear out here, they are even more at a higher level than me. And as more as I was speaking to all of these teachers and educators out here, the more I find out that there's a lot of things that I'm not aware of myself. Hence, I'm a student over here, right? So I'm a student like you, just like you, wanting to learn more ideas and strategies on how we can teach better online. So at the same time, end of the day, it's all about students. It's all about our future generation, right? Why are we learning all of these skills, techniques, and tools? It's all about trying to make a better difference, a better experience for our students, right? So it has been 3 months, the past 3 months, ever since we started the MCO movement, the learning from home movement, right? And sadly to say, yesterday I actually saw an article from Dr. Putri Afzan that shows that close to about 400,000 students might actually be in a state of mental distress due to the online education, or it could be due to the entire MCO thing. So it's really surreal, right, for a lot of people out there. Let alone, I've heard that a lot of schools might not even have internet access to engage with students. In fact, this morning I was just watching a video of a student from Sabah that has to climb a tree to get her mobile phone out so that she can get Wi-Fi signal. So she's basically learning from a tree, right? And she actually got viral for sharing her video out there. So all of these things all came together was that, hey, it's very obvious that teachers and educators need some form of solutions, right? So why don't we create a platform so that we can get in all of these people that has the idea and solution and share it out to all the educators out there, right? And so that's in a nutshell on why we are creating this program, right? So alongside with this, I would just run through with you some of the key speakers that will be happening today. Now, all of these speakers, I have personally met or I've personally interviewed them, right? I spent at least 1 hour to 1.5 hours really asking them and grilling them on what are the methods that they actually use. And not surprising to say, I've actually learned a lot from them, right? After the discussion and the sharing session from them to me, after 20 over 30 over hours of this, I can tell you my mind was expand to another level, right? There are a lot of things that I've never knew, but now I can slightly see there's like a map in my brain that understands that, hey, you got to take into consideration the environment the kids are in. How are you bringing in the message, right? How are you delivering your message? What tools that you use and how you use it is very important in the overall experience, right? So just to share you a story, right? So during the MCO period, there was this school teacher that was actually sharing to me on how he was engaging with kids during the MCO period. And what he actually told me was rather depressing, actually, because at the start of the MCO, she has a class of 30 students. And at the start of it, she was so passionate and enthusiastically creating all the syllabus. So it started off with 30 students, maybe about 28 actually participated in a class. And slowly, as you know, it starts to go down, right? And then less and less students actually participate in her class. And eventually, there's only probably about 1 or 2 students joining in. So she got pretty depressed and she was actually asking me, what can we do about it, right? And I'm sure a lot of a lot of students and teachers out there are experiencing something like this. But no worries. So enough with all the challenges and negativities and all of the problems that could happen. It's time to talk about solutions. It's time to talk about ideas. What can we do about it, right? So at this MCO time, for my personal belief is that I believe that it's time for us to upgrade ourselves. Even me, I have been upgrading myself towards the day. And this education summit is the first time that I'm actually forcing myself to do a live session, right? I haven't been doing this for the past many years. I have never thought that I would put myself out to the public like that to share it in front of you. I've been doing a lot of face-to-face, but not so much of the online session, right? And it was a psychological barrier to me as well. At the start, I was pretty bad in front of the screen. In fact, if you can see some of my first few videos, I was terrible, man. I was really bad in terms of how I engaged the crowd and things like that. But slowly but surely, we got better, right? So any one of you are doing your own online classes, please comment down there, online. I just like to see how many of you are actually doing online sessions like this with your students, right? Okay, so a couple of ground rules before we actually kickstart the entire program, right? So towards the entire education summit, right, we hope that this will be a community for teachers to come together and share resources. Now, what do I mean by that? For example, there are some speakers who actually has created videos, YouTube videos on education. And surprisingly, when I actually saw that video, it was so inspiring and engaging that I feel that, hey, why are we not sharing this to teachers out there? A lot of teachers are telling me that they are not able to create online content. Why don't we just share this video with them, right? As simple as that, right? And these are the form of resources that we could be sharing with each other. So to have this platform, we hope that it will be a platform for everyone, teachers, educators, to share resources, right? So that's number one. Number two, in terms of the culture that we are trying to cultivate here. So we talk about negativity and challenges. My personal hope and our team's hope is that we hope that it will be a positive environment, right? So no negativities, I mean no negativity, right? What you should treat this platform is like an online classroom where 1,500, 1,600 of you guys are coming together to learn together with online resources. So in a nutshell, you don't want to be that naughty children or the naughty student that is making a fuss online, right? So if you have any questions or problems, please do email us on hello.edusummit@gmail.com. So we hope to be able to settle all these questions on there, or you can message us, right? So we try to mitigate all of the problems as much as we can, right? So secondly, no negativity, support each other, right? And thirdly, very importantly as well, this education summit is nothing without all of you out there, right? So this online summit is not going to be just a 3-day education summit. It is going to continue on for the next many months to come. As long as if you have any questions, right? If you have any challenges, please do raise it up during the education summit. So during the sessions later, all of the speakers that we have, we will have feedback forms for you, right? So very important, after every session, we will have feedback forms. And for the feedback forms, we hope that you are able to respond to us on that feedback form. Number one is so that we know what kind of challenges you are facing, what problems that you want to be solved, right? So you can list it down in that feedback form, right? If there are any things that are not covered during this 3-day education summit, we hope to add more of this speaker's topic within this education summit. Okay, so I know I've been talking a lot, so if there's any question, please do add on towards the comment session. Okay, so wow, okay, there's about 90 plus that is joining us right now already. All right, online, right? Okay, so just to go through with you on the wide range of speakers that will be joining us today. So first up, right after this session at 9:30, we will have our first speaker, which is Dr. Tam. So he will be actually talking about the topic of breaking through psychological barrier in the online teaching and learning class. So what happens is that the Dr. Tam is someone that is that I've discussed with for the past 2 weeks, right? So he is a very professional, or can I say an expert in communication with mass audiences, right? He knows how to communicate it in a way so that people can take action, right? So that is one of the strong things that he would be able to bring forth to teachers out there on how to communicate better through psychological ways, right? So he understands how the brain functions, how people perceive messages. And so he would hopefully, I hope that a lot of what he is sharing later on would be able to add some value to you. Okay, so overall, if there's any questions, please do post it down the comment. We hope to be able to answer all of your questions. And right, so hopefully we would be able to kickstart and have a fruitful 3-day session. Okay, so Jay Wong here, I'm signing off from the first session, and we look forward to the next session at 9:30, right? So final call for teachers out there, please do share this out, the edusummit.co, share it to your friends, share it to your teachers and colleagues out there, and let them join in as well. So after you have watched the video together, hopefully you are able to have conversations with them, discussion with them on how to integrate this into your classroom, right? Because end of the day, what we really hope out of this 3-day education summit is that you, as a teacher, you are able to at least get a few gold nuggets, right? 3 things, 4 things that you can get out of this education summit, 3 ideas, 4 ideas that you can bring it into your classroom and be able to apply it, and end of the day, increase or improve your classroom learning. Okay, so I will not continue on much longer. So in 10 minutes time, next session, we will join with Dr. Tam Jensen for the first session of the day. I hope you are as ready and eagerly awaiting for the next few sessions to come, and I will see you shortly in a while. Okay.